Hey, what is up, everybody? Everybody, what is up? Sorry, I'm fucking late, man. Didn't mean to be. What's going on, Ninja? Yeah, you hear the music. Thanks, part three. Friday the 13th, part three. Once again, done by Steve Miner. This one's really cool, man, because I remember when this came out. Once again, like I said, the first seven, all the way up to the New Blood, with the Carrie chick. Um, Me and my mom went. My mom took me from the time I was 7 years old all the way up. And this one never herself like. But I had never seen 3D. Of course, my mom being born in 1940, she grew up in the 50s during the heyday of 3D and things like that. Well, I had never seen 3D, so I didn't know what to expect. And this, in the trailer, if you're as old as I am anyway, they built it and they advertised it in super 3D. And I'll be damned, it was, man, because I didn't know what to expect, and everything came right at you. Everything hit you right in the face. Um, it, Everything from the pole, from the clothesline to yo-yo to a knife, knife being thrown. Everything. It is badass. I still remember that from being 9 years old and seeing this. This came out August 13th, 1982, and I was there. And like I said, the 3D was unreal. A little bit of craze followed it afterwards. I believe the last one, 3D, was, oh, I can't remember, Lana maybe in the 70s or something like that. They tried it, but it wasn't like this. This was special, this 3D was. And after this, uh, they did a couple okay 3D entries. Jaws 3 had okay 3D. Amityville 3 had okay, Red Good 3D. Problem was, is the movie sucked. So, um, this one absolutely does not. This one is iconic in so many ways. The mask, you get the mask here. Of course, you got Larry Lerner, which is um, uh, plays Shelley in this. He's the lawyer that's been helping to work on this case for all these years. Well, no, he hasn't been helping. He's just been kind of being the what would you call it? He kind of translates law over to us so that we know what's happening with the franchise. We got going on here. Sean Cunningham announced Friday the 13th reboot movie. Awesome. That is very awesome. I really wish him and Victor Miller could work on it together because, in my opinion, Victor Miller created these characters. You know what I mean? I wish I could give Sean Cunningham more credit, man, but I just really can't. Sean Cunningham came up with the original idea. He came up with the name of the movie, but that's where it ends, man. I mean, it really does. I hope it's really good. I hope it's really good. I hope he does really well. I really wish he would involve him and Victor Miller would settle their differences. He needs to bend over and kiss Victor Miller right on the ass and thank him and apologize for all these years of not even cutting him a motherfucking check for characters that he created. To be quite honest, because that's bullshit. That's messed up. That he got to cash in and become a millionaire all these years, while Victor Miller sit around and wallow. You know what I mean? That's just messed up, man. That's fucked up. I've been showing up at motherfucker's door, man. I ain't playing. It's coming out. Capitalize on it. That's awesome, man. I hope so. I hope so. I mean, these are two old ass men. Together, these two are probably 150 fucking years old. Can't they? I mean, can't they act like grown ass people? And think about the fans for a minute. Think about the fans of the franchise for 1 minute. Because they're getting to an age now where how many more movies do they have time to put out? It takes a minute to make a film. So, um, there's a lot of stories behind this one. Of course, everybody knows it was made at a ranch in California. This is the first one to be made away from the East Coast. Actually, went to a warmer climate, and in 2009, well, the house was well. Back, the ranch house was originally in the barn. Everything was originally built, especially for this movie. 2009. I'm sure everybody knows the ranch house burnt down. Um, Supposedly, since 2021, I don't know what the update is on. If somebody wants to tell me, in case you guys know, they were rebuilding it. I do believe somebody here on YouTube was putting the bill to help rebuild that house. So much money to me. I was like, oh my god, many more millions. You know, jeez, man. This speaking of that, this was about I mean, even all the way back then. Um, $2.5 million in 1982 was the budget that it cost, and 2.5 million, back then it's probably like 10 or 15 million now. However, it grossed like 37 million. So what would that be now? 150 million, 200 million. You know what I mean? It's basically free advertising, so it makes sense for them to do it now. But they got to, man. I mean, these motherfuckers is old. The lawsuit or whatever is settled. Yeah. There's a couple of alternate endings to this movie. I don't know if how many people are aware of. I'll go ahead and talk about them anyway before we get going. Um, one of them is actually this one I didn't know about for many years, but it's the first time it was ever discussed was in the book Crystal Lake Memory, and it's where at the very end, Dana Kimball's part of Chris is decapitated by Jason at the very end. Another one is where Ali actually survives. Comes to the door, she thinks it's Jason, she's freaking out. Ali scares the shit out of her. She finds out it's Ali, and they take off, and the paramedics come and everything, and Jason's aware he's no longer landing the ball. So, um, yeah, lots going on here. Let me see what else I can. Here. Yeah. Like I said, the 3D. I was 9 years old. I had never seen 3D. That was an old school concept, man. In 1982, nobody was using 3D. I didn't know the hell it was. My mom, of course, being a teenager in the 50s, she knew exactly what 3D was. Because that was the heyday of it, you know what I mean? With the Perfecto and all that bullshit from William Castle, with the Tingler and all that different shit going on. So she knew about all those gimmicks. I didn't. So she told me, especially since they were calling it in Super 3D, and back then it had that guy, the guy with the voice, you know what I mean? It seems like he did all the horror movies back then, coming to a theater Friday the 13th, part 3 in Super 3D, a new dimension in terror. You know, I can't do it like that dude's voice, but you know what I mean. That guy had that voice, and I remember it like it was yesterday. It's very nostalgic for me, very cool. It's also got one of my favorite chicks of all time, and it's probably three movies. Is Tracy Savage that plays Deborah, that plays Debbie. I kind of, I back when I was 19 years old, I didn't think it being uncool to think that because remember she's the best friend, she's the pregnant chick. I thought she was really cute. I kind of had a thing for her at 9 or 10 years old. I kind of had a little crush. Um, 9 or 10, you don't think about being uncool. That I mean, you got a crush on the pregnant girl. You know what I mean? It's just a little tact, right? But I don't know. I guess a lot of women these days would consider it a compliment, right? I don't know. She's very cool, Tracy Savage. She's a newscaster. She's actually a news anchor in Los Angeles. I, I don't know if you knew that. Yes, she still is to this day. So yeah, people might need any time or anybody wants any time or anything. I hated getting going so damn late. Oh, by the way, let me show you right here. This is the original Paramount VHS movie. Oh, and the scenery. I'm turned around here. I'm redoing my room. And it's not together. It's screwy. But you can see, at least maybe you can see a little bit different of a vantage point than what you've seen before. You know, I'm always talking about my Halloween room. Well, you can kind of get a little bit of a view of it right here. It's coming right here, and then around the corner there is Universal Monster, and more Halloween against this wall, and right that wall. It goes down, and right there is my alien. This is my autograph wall. This is Barbara Steele autograph picture. Of course, there's Stacey Nelkin, Halloween 3, Jeremy Raines from Last House on the Left, Amy Steele, of course, my favorite survival girl of all time. And there's Twins from The Shining. Up there is, oh, yeah, up there's Nancy Allen. Um, right there's Linnea. You gotta love Linnea. Over there, we're working on my Number L Street wall there. I can't remember the kid's name, but the kid that played the wizard in Dream Warriors. I put that over there with that. And I also, and I got other stuff around. I got see if I can find it real quick. I'll show you. Uh, no, here it is. I haven't got it hung back up yet. But if everybody hasn't seen it before, this is my Captain Spaulding, way, 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 way out of print. You can see where Sid signed it. Never been opened. So, yeah, signed by Sid Haig many, many years ago. I got a few others and stuff like that. But if anybody is get this going here, 3D. I've never watched it on 3D at home because I don't have a 3D TV and I really don't have the capability to do it correctly and make it look good. So hope everybody enjoys this. Like I said, sorry again about being late, man. I just trying to get everything prepared. Tomorrow is my son's 16th birthday, so you know been planning for that. I've been redoing my room part of the day, and I'm just it just needed freshening up. It needed a change. So I am getting ready to play this. Some other people run along here and jump in. Guys haven't done it yet. Give me that thumbs up, and we're getting ready to kiss fucking ass. Sup, Ron? How you doing, brother? And stop by. All's well. Yeah, everything's great, man. Except for I'm, you know, putting my room back together after breaking it down and redoing it. You know what I mean? No matter how much cool shit you got, you need to freshen it up and move it around. You got to move your cool shit around sometimes. But at least you get a different vantage point. You can see a few different things at this point. Getting ready to start the movie right now. So if you got Friday the 13th, motherfucking 3, start playing. By the way, I'm getting a hold of you, man. Let's see. I think of the time. Let me see. I got. Okay. Tomorrow, I'm thinking about doing. I'm thinking about doing Chainsaw Massacre collection video. Um, Monday night, I'm doing watch along with First Insidious. Tuesday night, I'm doing a watch along with Scream 2. Um, I'm not sure. Next Friday will be Friday 4. I think I got a few different things going. I got that shit wrote down, man, but I don't remember. I feel like I'd be like, fucking maybe take it forever. I'm leaving. Cushing the plug out. No, we're gonna watch Friday 13th Part 3 in just a minute, man. For real. Be smacking ass here in just a couple of minutes. No worries. Do you get a mental picture of that? It's just something that I love to say. I love to say, yeah, I'll be smacking ass in a minute. And the other day I said that and I actually stopped and I got a mental picture of that. So you know what I mean? It's like I'll be smacking. Dude, don't worry, I'll be smacking ass in a minute. My my sense of humor is kind of fucked up. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I'm trying to think of a time here soon where we can do that intruder and show you some ins and outs of StreamYard, get you rolling and get you headed in the right way, man. Yeah, next Friday, a week from tonight, yes, we'll be doing Friday 13th Part 4 to Final Chapter. Yep. But yes, right now, ready? I'm going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If anybody's not ready, I'll be giving time. Stay up 13 minutes of college. The thing I love about these early Friday 13s, how they were close together, because from part two to part, like for instance, from part 2 to part 3 is just it's the next day, right? And then from part 3 to part 4 was within what, a couple of days of each other. I love how it shows you what happens at the end of each one. I love that. Like what happened. Halloween 2 showed you the end of Halloween. I love that shit. I think all sequels should do that. If you're able to, if the story lends itself to, I think you should do it because I don't know, it gives it a vibe that you don't normally get in a sequel. But if it's a direct sequel and it's following the story right immediately after what happened in the last one, show what happened at the end of the last movie, man. Why not? You, I mean, get in there and show some of these motherfuckers how to make some sequels, man. For real. They give these fuckers millions and millions and millions of dollars to fuck up fucking franchises. So the big trailer dropped yesterday. What's everybody or is everybody tired of hearing about Scream 6 already? Big trailer dropped yesterday and people just been going ape shit ever since. What's everybody's thoughts on that? Is everybody liking that? Does everybody think it looks good? What's your theories? What's going on? What do you mean? What's it you're trying to say, man? We trying to say about the watch right now? What, man? What are you talking about, dude? What you what what you can't watch? What? Help me, man. You talk about the intruder. I mean, I mean that's fine. I mean, if you're not able to do the intruder, I mean that's cool, man. We can do it whatever. I'm just trying to help you get a push and get going, man. That's all. So let me know when you're able to, and when you are ready. Then I guess 'cause I offer to help you. You know what I mean? I know how rough it is to get going and get started. So I was just following up and keeping my word. What I said I would do, man. That's all. Hey, Katie, how you doing? Coming through. Guys, give me that thumbs up, everybody, if you would. Please, madams and sirs, please. Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, I just hope it's better than Screen 5 in general, man. I don't like Screen 5 much. Like, well, I don't know if I don't like it or it's just kind of, I don't know, it's kind of just, it's just not very relevant, man. I don't remember. I've seen it twice. I don't remember shit that happens hardly. It felt rushed. It just didn't feel solid. It's like they want to do something else, yet, but instead they squeezed this in. Of course, I'm picky when it comes to the kind of franchise. When you can start getting up to your fourth, fifth, sixth movie of a franchise, you better bring it, man. In my opinion, you better bring it. You know, you better bring it big time if you're going to get that high. If you're going to make five, six, seven movies in a franchise, don't be giving me the same thing that's been happening all the rest of it. Do stuff. I mean, get some good, fresh shit. Sometimes, you know, how many different relatives and shit, or how many different people is there that fucking have hate on Sydney because she happened to be the victim of a horrible crime. I mean, what she went through was terrible. Why is everybody jealous of her because she's jealous of her or hates on her or you know? It seems like everybody on God's Green Earth blames her for everything that goes wrong with everything. She also like, all right, man. And it's like, fuck it on, man. It will. Halfway through, really? Hmm. Did you get to finish it? Because when I talked to you, man, you was a good couple hours into it. Did you get going again or something? Like I said, man, Whenever you're ready to go, no. I was just trying to clear out some time and shit so I could help you, right? So I could help you so I could get you in the right direction because, I had people helping, but you know what I mean? You know, I had a couple of pretty cool mentors that really got me in the right direction. I'm not sure where I would be or what would happen if I hadn't had those mentors, you know what I mean? Because, you know, I can tell by watching a couple of your vids, man, that you got a little bit of a little bit of a confidence, you know what I mean? You need to build up your confidence more, you know? Um, and I'm, just trying to help that by lending my experience and everything and help. Um, because you wouldn't believe the difference it makes your streams and how well your shows are. The difference between being confident and knowing that you're good at what you do and knowing, you know, that you put a good show and having fun versus um, being nervous because you're afraid you're not doing well. I mean, if that makes sense. If you're nervous the whole time because you're afraid of doing well, it's just it's just impossible to get comfortable. I love the I love the music and the score they came out with this. It just blew everybody's mind. Actually, when I was in the theater, I actually heard a couple of people I heard a couple of people laughing when it kicked in. After a couple of seconds, they were laughing and shit because no one expected this music. Disco meets rock meets I don't know, but it was different. I heard a couple of people laughing, but about halfway through it, they kind of stopped laughing. So I've been busting my ass all day with 6 pots of coffee and a few energy drinks and all this shit later. Here I am. Finally made the watch along. After this, I'm gonna fall the fuck out, pass out. Okay, trying on down to give it a shot. Man, do you have anything else to watch on? Because what was the problem? Was you afraid they wouldn't play a disc right or something? Because I think Intruder's streaming. And if not, there's a bunch of other kick-ass shows that are. So, like I said, you let me know. I will let you know the days that I might be able to do some shit the next week or two. You see what's up, and you get a hold of me. And even if we don't do something together like that, um, I'll have my ear there, and I'll have my number, or Instagram or whatever, and I'll be there waiting to, you know what I mean, to answer any questions or help you out any way that I can. So that way, even if I am busy, just ask, man, just ask. 'Cause I've learned a lot of shit by trial and error. You know what I mean? Yeah. Eric had a really when we was doing 513 part two. Eric had a really really good theory here. You know how early in Friday 13th part two, um, they come across that dog that looks just like Muffin, and it looks like it's been killed. But then later on, after they think they've gotten away from Jason, Muffin comes to the door right before Jason jumps through the window and attacks Jenny at the end. Eric's theory is that Muffin actually was dead, and that Paul was killed in Jason's little shack, and she just came back there, went into that cabin, and she passes out or something. She's having a dream, so Muffin doesn't actually come to the door. Paul isn't really with her, and Jason doesn't jump through the window. Jason attacks her, and she passes out or something, And then next thing she remembers is um, the paramedics getting her, and that's why she said, "Where's Paul? Where's Paul?" Because Paul's dead. That's why he's not around. And I think Eric might be right. I hadn't really thought about it like that before. It explains it though, because how many little dogs, pretty little dogs, little cute little dogs like that, like Muffin looked, would be running around the woods like that, way deep out in the woods at a camp like that. You know what I mean? That's not a dog you see every day. I can't stand I can't stand the stream YouTube, man. I started when I first started. I started messing with it a little bit. It did not have any of the features. It was not nearly as easy. It just I don't like it. Phil, my friend Phil from Phil's Creepy Vids, for a long ass time, he's done his shit through YouTube, but he doesn't do any kind of watches or anything like that. He'll just do maybe once a month or so. He'll do like just a horror hangout stream where he shows off his latest pickups or whatever. So this guy munches on donuts and shit and puts it back in the box. You can't help him. He's munching on everything except for the rabbit. He's opening up jars and shit, and eating peanuts and closing it back up. Because back then, not everything had a sealant on it. It might have a lid, but for anybody who's a little younger, not everything had that seal. Like Tylenols and stuff like that, they didn't have that seal. They started doing that until the Tylenol and Excedrin tamperings of the 80s. Where people were poisoning the Tylenols and stuff, so they had to start putting that tamper-proof shit on there. You could just pop the thing off and pull this off and unscrew it, and you could mess with them. That's how people were doing that. And foods didn't have a lot of that sealant, not like they do now. This problem was starting to get old. You remember a lot of that crap. Yeah, my son will be 16 years old tomorrow. And so it's awesome in one way, but in another way, it's not. In a couple of years, he'll be leaving school and going to college, and because he's gotten straight A's. I think he's only not gotten an A one time, and it was a B, and that was like second grade. Other than that, it's been an A every 9 weeks, every subject, every semester, every year. Very, very proud of him. He's very smart, and it's like it's effortless for him. Wish I could have done that shit. I was too busy messing around, chasing girls, and head banging and shit. We got here, man. It's not hard to learn StreamYard at all. When you go through StreamYard, you go through there, and you go through this thing where it'll say create. You hit the create. You type in everything you want to type in. You name your video and everything, and you put your thumbnail in, and then it will give you an option, and you just put it through YouTube, man. That's it. That's it. Really. Just like it goes the same way with Instagram and stuff like that. Like whenever you want to put, whenever you want to do a post or you want to put a picture with a post, you just go there and you hit the thing to put, the picture for the post. You hit that, you push it, or or you can start over here in your gallery. You push a picture in your gallery that you want to put on your post in Instagram. You hit it, and then it'll give you all the different options: YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and all that kind of stuff. You push the ones you want to put it on, and then when you hit it, it'll take you straight to it. You can write your post that goes with your picture, and then you're done. Pretty much the same thing. It's that easy with StreamYard, man. It's that easy. It's that easy, man. All you gotta do is download the app, and yeah, just download it to your phone or whatever, or your computer, and there you go. Now I've got the mobile version, but I would imagine it's not all that much. Do you go mobile at all, or do you do everything through your laptop? How about like that part right there on the 3D when that rat is walking out, that ruler is walking out on looked like it was hitting you right in the eyeball. And this part right here with the baseball, that the way he's holding it, I couldn't believe it because 3D was a kind of a lost art in the early 80s. Kids of the late 70s, early 80s had never seen 3D though. Yeah, man, it's easy. I did that all by myself. I was more mentored on the making of my videos, stuff like that, and how to get comfortable and all that kind of stuff. I didn't get any help with StreamYard or anything like that. I just, through trial and error, I just went there. Now you just got to find your voice, man. Cool. So, um, download it to both and learn it. I know it's simple as fuck. Learn it through your phone, through the phone app. So learn it through the mobile app first, and then once you go through there, you know what I mean. Then go through there and do it. That would be my advice. But yeah, now the hardest part is on YouTube is finding your own voice, finding your own thing, man. Like I got my own things for better or worse. It's mine. There's nobody else like me on here. I guarantee. Just like shit. You think there's anybody else like? I mean, if you ever seen Phil or Night Watch, anybody else like that? Now I'm not nearly as socially acceptable as Night Watch Zone because I'm not as self-spoken and all that kind of stuff as Night is. I'm a little rougher around the edges. I'm a little more from the other side of the tracks than Night is, but you know, very even as far as our knowledge, love, and passion and skill at putting a story across, a horror story across. We both know equally what we're doing. Get my thing going. I love this cover. Samurai Cinema. Oh yeah. Okay. That's very cool, man. You mean like Samurai Cinema? You mean like the old Kung Fu theater and shit like that? Like the old Kung Fu films and shit like that? Bruce Lee, Bruce Lee, shit like that? Old Chuck Norris. On Saxon, all that shit through there. Sonny Chiba, shit like that. Oh God, Shoka Shugi and all that shit. That's pretty cool, man. There's a there's an audience out there for that. But a little bit of advice, man. The video game market, man, is so saturated. It is so watered down with so many YouTubers doing it. That's why I said, you know what I mean? I mean, do what makes you happy and do what you want to do, man. But geez, there's billions of people out there doing YouTube video games. Yeah. Hey man, Shokashugi did real samurai movies. Shokashugi was a bad motherfucker. No, I don't know that deep into him like what you're talking about. I'm not a big kung fu guy. I mean, there's certain, I know the stuff I grew up on. I grew up on Channel 4 at midnight on Saturday night. Kung Fu Theater was on every Saturday night for many years, and they would play a lot of those newer ones, older ones. You know, mostly 70s, mostly early to mid 70s. That's what they would play. It makes me kind of wonder how in the hell you ended up in a horror community, Ronan. Did he? Did he? I love George Lucas and Francis Ford Coppola. Godfather 1 and 2 are in my opinion, the two greatest gangster movies ever made. Don't get me wrong. I love Goodfellas. I love Casino. I love, you know what I mean? Untouchables and all that. But I think Godfather 1 and 2 are the two best mob movies ever made. And George Lucas, I mean, that dude, proved he could do about anything. Fortunately, he made a really bad decision and sold his shit to Disney because I don't care what anybody says. The the Star Wars prequel trilogy was too damn good. And I don't care. I'll argue that with people all day long. I don't care. Now the sequel trilogy, I can stand what Disney did, but I think the prequel trilogy that George Lucas did, you know, Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, those are all badass shows. Now look at it, man. If it went for those three movies, we would not have Qui-Gon Jinn, Mace Windu, Darth Maul, and that's just starting. You know, we wouldn't have any of those people. Now, if I was to think about it for a minute, I could go on another few minutes. Darth Maul's one of the baddest motherfuckers, I mean, forget about it, man. Qui-Gon Jinn, you know, Liam Neeson is Qui-Gon Jinn. Samuel Jackson is Mace Windu. Yeah, and I know if he had to do it over again, he wouldn't have. Their dad gave him their word that they would stay true to. You know what I mean? Now the thing that separates Friday the 13th Part of three, I think it has one of the deepest stories of any of them in the franchise. Because underneath the Jason, you know what I mean, and the slasher thing, you got this history of her, a year ago, where she was attacked by somebody, and no one's sure exactly what happened to her, right? No one's sure exactly what happened to her. Now you kind of get the idea that she was assaulted, you know what I mean? And I don't mean just assaulted. I mean, or at least almost. And we come to find out that it was, that it was Mr. Voorhees himself. So, that's a deep story. That's a lot deeper, you know. I wish the actress that was playing Chris was a little more skilled. I wish her acting was as good as she is good looking. She'd be a damn good actress if she could act as you know. If her skill was as high a level as her cuteness is, she'd be a badass actress. She's not terrible, but she's not great either. Uh huh. Yes, he was. Absolutely. Yep. I seen all I've seen all that shit. They talked about all that. Yes, yes, yes. Um, the lightsabers and all that. You know that those were um lightsaber duels. You know what I mean? Those are inspired by samurai duels, man. Yeah, Jedi's were inspired by. I mean, because what is a Jedi? You know what I mean? A Jedi is someone who great discipline, at peace with what they are and their surroundings and their you know, and like I said, they're disciplined. But you know what I mean? Kind of like Mr. Miyagi, being at peace with yourself and being cool with yourself is much more important than how you are with anything else. You know what I mean? If you're at peace and happy, and satisfied and good with yourself inside, it doesn't matter. Nothing else really matters. You know what I mean? That's that's basically what a Jedi. You know what I mean? Just like when Yoda's talking on, they're on Dagobah. I think it's yeah, they're on Dagobah, and so Luke first goes there, and he's telling, you know what I mean, and he's trying to tell him what the Force is. He says, the Force is all around, it's in the trees, it's in the water, it's in in the stick, it's in the hut, it's in everything. And that goes straight from the samurai and ninja and old school or Oriental beliefs, and you know what I mean, in nature and the earth. She was okay, right? There's a couple of parts in here that she, a couple of scenes, and I'll point them out. Trust me, I will point them out where she's not so okay. Right? Oh God, I love Clint Eastwood too, man. Hmm. Hmm. Right, right, right. Man, that shit goes back even further than that too, man. Those spaghetti westerns and shit that you're talking about. Before they even started calling them spaghetti western, Mario Bava and all of them. Mario Bava was heavily influenced and somewhat mentored. You know what I mean? By that kind of cinema that you're talking about, man. Mario Bava comes from a few different mentors, so to speak. Yeah, yeah, I know what you're saying. Well, yeah, talk about that. But mix it, try to mix it up a little bit. Just yeah. First rule is you got to be happy with your delivery. You know what I mean? You got to be happy with what you're doing. If you watch one of your videos, like after you record it or whatever, or after you shoot it, before you upload it, you do whatever, and you watch it and you feel good about it, that's really all that matters. And I'll tell you why. If Let me see, Steven Tyler from Aerosmith once said that if you are a fan, if you are a big fan of what you do, truly a fan of what you do, and you believe in and you love the music that you make, other people are going to love it too. So if you truly love it and truly believe in it, you know what I mean? That radiates out. You can't pretend, you know, not just for the YouTube community and everybody out there, but to yourself. You can't pretend to yourself. That's the worst thing you can do to yourself. You know. Now, see, I had a big disadvantage, man, coming on here. I almost didn't make it because, um, well, throughout the years, I'll just make a long story short. and people who know me know this. I developed agoraphobia, which is a serious social disease and a serious social anxiety disorder. There was one point where I couldn't leave my house, like 2 straight years. I had had my food brought to me. This was about 10 years ago. I couldn't even leave my house. So getting a YouTube channel together and getting some outside contact and everything was crucial. But at one point, I didn't think I was going to be able to do it. It's been an uphill climb because you talk about not feeling comfortable doing a video and putting it out. If you're agoraphobic and you make a video and you upload it for the whole world to possibly see, that was terrifying, man. But now it's like, fuck it, I know I'm good at what I do, you know, for what I do, I ain't saying I'm, the Obi-Wan Kenobi of YouTube or nothing. I'm not saying that. I'm saying for what I do, I know I cut the mustard, man, period. And I appreciate everybody and everything, and I treat everybody well, and I don't come on here and bullshit anybody. That's the thing, man. It says right there, if you look at my bio on the channel, read that, man, and everything it says in there is absolutely what it is and the way it is. Life's too short to bullshit, man. That's all, man. Yeah, dude, I'm on disability. I am on disability for severe agoraphobia. I've improved, but that's not saying much. Oh man, yeah. Uh, 12 years ago, I tried to go into a Walmart in the middle of the day. People thought I was on drugs. People thought that I was wigged out on some kind of fucking serious hallucinogen or something because I was wigging and freaking out, man. I was sweating, and I was just trying to get. But I was there, and I remember what it was I was doing, but I had to get. But I had to get it. I had no choice, and I was the only one that could do it. And I was freaking out, and they called the cops, and the cops couldn't, you know what I mean? And it's like the cops I was on drugs, and they're trying to tell me, they're trying to take me away and shit. And it's like, no, man, no, it didn't work at all, man. I freaked the fuck out. I was wigging, man. I was literally standing there, sweat pouring, and just. But it was something for one of my kids. I had to do it, man. Because of my kids, there's nothing I won't do. So I did it, and yeah, it was fucking just humiliating. It was bad. But I've learned little things here and there. I've learned certain tools where I can at least um, get by, and I don't go many places. I don't do many things. When I do, it's quick and fast. I don't go in and I do. Yeah, I haven't done Walmart in a long time. I won't do it. Can't. I find ways around it now. But yeah, it was absolutely terrible. You know, that's why on top of that, I'm super ADHD, and I don't like I don't like to medicate myself with ADHD. So that's why I have time I'm bouncing off the wall. I'm in a constant state of manic. No, it helps me get shit done. Yeah, basically, if basically bottom line, just learn how to use that. Um, Stay true to what you like, put out what you like, and have fun. If you're being true to you and you're having a great time, there's the battle's won, man. The battle's won. That's what it's all about. It's like YouTube is a platform. Social media in general is a platform. Why fucking do it if you're not enjoying yourself? I don't understand these assholes. They get on YouTube simply to troll or to fuck with somebody or be a fucking dickhead. What's the point? Life's hard enough as it is. It's like go fuck with It's like go fuck yourself. It's not bothering everybody. Go torment. Go torment somebody else. But stay off here. Let everybody else have a good time. Stupid motherfuckers, man. Hey James, how you doing, man? Thanks for stopping by, brother. Appreciate it. I'm just on here preaching for a minute, giving some advice and all this stuff. Yeah, I don't get it. It's like people's, some people's lives are so pathetic that all they have to do is to go out and fuck with people and try to run their good time or try to, you know what I mean? Like I had 2 or 3 different watch-alongs last week where someone tried to stick their face in there and fuck around and say something stupid. So I had to them they time, something stupid and come out, you know what I mean, and just dumb shit, man. This one guy, like anybody pissed me off. This one guy, I assumed it was a guy. He just sounded like a guy. That if I would have been in person with him, I'd have slapped his fucking eyebrow because I just didn't appreciate what he said. I would have. I'd have slapped him off the stick. Anyway, on my channel, yeah, yeah, you know, and and the problem, man, just and it's nothing, it's nothing really wise or anything that I'm telling you. It's just shit that everybody else is gonna say, you know. Coming from where I've come from, with YouTube especially, I've had I've had a roller coaster of a ride on YouTube, man. But I'm very passionate, you know. So which means I take shit really passionately. I take shit really personally at times, and I take shit too personally. I take shit too seriously sometimes too. Sometimes it gets in the way of my fun, my having fun. In my early part, my first year or so in YouTube, I had a lot of trouble having fun because I took shit so seriously, and so personally. If no one was subscribing or anything, man, I just, I took it personally, like, and just now it's just like, you know, like I say, I know what I do. I do very well. What I do very well. Now I know what my weaknesses are too. Like I was talking, earlier. You're not going to see me. I'm not really well spoken, and I'm not really, you know what I mean. I do all right, but I'm like I said, I'm from the other side of the tracks and shit. So and I'm not the best social dude on the planet. So you're not going to see me in a group of 8 or 9 other dudes talking about, talking about the new latest great flavor of the month movie, like elbowing each other and cackling it up and having a great time. Chances are that's probably not going to happen. But with a select few people here and there and everything that I feel comfortable with, yeah, definitely not going to be any bandwidth. Sure. Hey, man. Something you care about. Yeah. Um, oh, man. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what, you know what I mean? It's weird. I total line between taking shit seriously or too seriously and a fight with confidence. And on the other side of that line, I can be cocky and very confident. Like, things I know that I've got down. You know, part of my problem was when I first come on here is I had been away from real outside. I mean, I had communicated with my kids and at that point my wife and stuff like that, but I had not communicated with the outside world hardly at all. So I didn't know how. I just didn't know how to be a human being, if that makes sense. I didn't know how to communicate with other people. And I know at first I come off bizarre, man. I know I come off weird. I mean, I could tell this by some of the looks. It's like, whoa. And it was just because I didn't know how to talk and communicate with anybody. When you've been in the house for 10 years, you know what I mean? And haven't talked to people outside of the house, anyone but your kids and your wife and stuff. And then you jump onto a platform like YouTube and start talking to people all over the world and you're going to come off kind of strange, I would imagine. But I'm beating a dead horse. I'm done with that. I'm going to talk about this here. Yeah, they say that this barn here looks just as well and just as good as it did back in 1982. Of course, at this part of the movie, remember he still hasn't got the hockey mask, but the hockey mask is all thanks to Shelley, being a jackass and this and that. I didn't think he was that annoying. I don't know where they got this big annoying, oh Shelley, you know. Of course, he's a little overbearing. He's a pain in the ass. It's just because he don't get no pussy. And of course he's not gonna get no pussy because he's always been a dipshit. They know woman gonna give you shit when you're constantly being a dickhead. I mean, most women are anyway. Not a big turn on for a woman for you to be a jackass all the time. It doesn't get them hot and bothered, I promise. It's like, oh, I just get so turned on. Oh shit, I just get so turned on. The bigger jackass you be, it's not gonna happen because the girl that he's up there kind of with, the girl that he's paired with anyway, is way out of his league to begin with. You know what I mean? She's way out of his league. It's not going to happen. What would happen with Shelly and the spirit chick is if Shelly had a lot of money, and that's just keeping it. That's just keeping it real, my friend, right there. Now, if you had a lot of money, Shelly might get laid this week. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, and this is one thing that I do feel like I do just as well or better than anybody else. I think when it comes to watch-alongs, I don't think there's anyone that can touch me. When I'm actually doing the watch-along, I've been talking to Ronan and bullshit and all this. When I'm locked into doing a watch-along, I defy anyone to do a better job. Maybe just as good. I'm telling you right now. And I'm not saying to be a dick guy. I'm not trying to be overconfident. I'm not trying to be cocky. I'm just saying that's what I believe. That's what I think. I don't think anyone could do a better job than me at these watch along, at the commentary part and the watch along and the discussion part. Because you got to think it. What's going on here? We're watching along a film, uh, doing commentary, and having a discussion all at the same time. That's not easy, man. That's why nobody else does it. That's why everybody else, when they have watch alongs, they don't do it that much. You know what I mean? I hear lately some people have been taking the suggestion, and that's good. I like that because we need to make the watch alongs and watch parties a little more lively. I think. Hopefully hopefully we start a revolution with the watch along. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm hoping that this will start a revolution with the watch-alongs, and we can make watch-alongs a little more entertaining because watch-alongs are fucking boring, man. Watch-alongs are, I mean, Jesus. That's why I seen it. I was like, man, I want to do watch-alongs, but I can't do them like that. And you know, let me let me kind of narrate and commentate the way through this movie at the same time, talk about why, how, and if. And at the same time, talk to you guys in the chat. You know, everybody. I don't know why. It's just where I fall on some things. For some reason, I'm able to do this, man. So that's why I've decided to make this one of my cornerstones. To make this one of my specialties. Ms. Vera, if he was watching this at the same time as Vera, yeah, she's way out of Shelly's league, man. And Shelly's like, well, Vera, I'm just thinking we've gotten to know each other today, and I'm just thinking that maybe she's like, I don't. And she's like, look, I'm gonna take a walk down by the shore, and when I get back, maybe we'll talk. He's like, yeah, I'm great. Good. What do you call her bitch for, dude? You've been, I guarantee you, she has not looked at you one time and thought, well, yeah, I might fuck him this weekend. Well, I mean, you see, look on her. You might have seen her reports where, when they go pick her up and her mom's in the house bitching, arguing with each other. When she comes out the door and and they're like, oh, and she's like, which one's my date? And they step aside, and the first thing Shelly's like, sorry. And she's like, okay. And then she looks over at Chris, her best friend, like, bitch, you bitch. Like, you bitch, you assured that I wasn't going to be fucking nobody. I wasn't going to be doing much this weekend. The second you hooked me up with the Shelly here, I mean, there was no physical attraction there to begin with. Bottom line is this. There's several, look, I'm nearly 50 years old, and I've been in a lot of very long relationships. Married, I have been engaged several times. I have several kids. I'm more experienced with this, and I'm telling you that there's certain levels, certain different levels of peak turn on. There is um, there is the mental stimulation. There's the emotional stimulation. There's the laughter. There's the fun stimulation, and then but and there also has to be some level of some kind of a physical attraction and stimulation. There has to have, man. Period. Has to have. And Shelley provided zero amount of that for Vera. you know, and then to follow it all up, he he immediately started shooting down all the rest of them. You know what I mean? Because now she thinks he's a clown. Now, no, there's exceptions. Don't get me wrong. There's exceptions, right? There's exceptions depending on the person. I'm not saying that everybody's all shallow and they have to be attracted to somebody to sleep with them and have a relationship. That's not true. That's not what I said. That's not what I mean. What I'm saying is 9 out of 10 times that's the case. Now, there is those exceptions where a dude or a woman can be so funny and has such a great personality and touch them, emotionally in that certain spot inside of them that that even the best looking guy or woman or whatever can't quite reach and touch. It will give them a sexual stimulation. That happens too. So, but I'm saying usually, being a human being will look at someone on a date or whatever, and they will subconsciously or even consciously will have a thought in their mind of whether, under certain circumstances, whether they would or would. Well, in certain circumstances, would I or would not? You know, or if this keeps going really well, but and man, come on. And anybody wants to deny that kind of shit, they can all day long. But you all know the truth. Tell them how it is. It's just the way it is. That's being said here. Everybody talking about how I'm full of shit so far here. Because I'm not, y'all. Unless I'm the only one on the planet that thinks that way, which I don't think so, because I've seen a lot of poof around me. The night before. Yeah, that's something I want to do a little more of, Ninja, man, because there's been several times that I haven't watched a movie in 10 years and I try to do it. Not going along, so I can chat and stuff, focusing on the movie too much. What it do? Hey, what it is, Omni? Thanks for coming by. Always love to see you here. Fantastic. I was just giving a little bit of philosophy and bullshit to everybody, telling everybody about relationships and bullshit like that. The world according to Gore. Yeah. Oh, is we talking about bullshit or what? Here, hold on. This will be interesting. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. I don't say they apply to everybody. I'm just saying the majority will apply. And I'll, as you notice, I also cover their part too. There was now. There's an example, Ronan, right there. When her, see what's his name? I can't remember what his name is anymore. When her and Rick are out there and they're sitting, there and they're talking, and she's talking about what happened, the year before, and but she find out it was Jason that attacked her. And the car lights go out on the Volkswagen, and she goes, "What was that?" It's just the way she says it is just not very convincing in my opinion. What was that? It's just and the way I did it was more convincing. I can't be that unconvincing, but other than that, she's great. What for the relic? Really? Who's doing the relic? Oh man, the relic's pretty cool. Damn, it's been a long time since I've seen that. There's a ring to it. Ring to it. The world according to Gorpo. Yeah. Just like, I thought about doing my own little horror news and little talk show throughout the week too. Because there's gonna be times when night watchers not gonna be able to do it. And I don't necessarily want to take that day off. I want to keep doing it. So rather than just doing it without him, I get you know, he and I have and horror for all, right? I thought about trying to play on words and shit like that. How about for the gore of it? Or something. I had a couple others too, but that's what I remember. For the gore of it. Or maybe just the Goro show. I don't know, some kind of crazy shit. I have to do that. I have to. I can't just be like Goro. It just. That's one thing about my agoraphobia. It gave me a name. I know they had trouble coming up with names. Like back years ago, when I did wrestling before I got sick, before I got mentally sick and all the bad shit started happening, I became agoraphobic. And I was a wrestler, since the time I was 28. You know, my late, I started in my late 20s. You know, I was able to come up with several different names back then. Of course, I only used one, but I was able to name my tag team partner and a couple other friends and everybody else. Wait, wait, it's over? No, 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 no. No, as a matter of fact, I just paused it so I could talk and run my mouth. But like I said, I've been redoing my room. I've had like 12 fucking cups of coffee and several energy drinks, and everything else. And I'm manic tonight, and I haven't been taking my ADHD medicine, and I'm just bouncing off the walls. So we're at 51 minutes, 57 seconds. Man, it's gonna be over soon. I am not even close to being done bullshitting. Yeah, I'm watching on physical media. I'm watching on at this point it's Screen Factory Blu-ray. Poor Boys. I don't think I've ever, I don't think I've ever watched them. But yeah, but you have to admit though, this Rick really does put up a lot of bullshit. You know, that's why we're not sure exactly how patient he is because we don't know exactly what happened to her. We get the idea, like I said, she was assaulted somehow. Now we're not sure exactly how bad it went, you know, or whatever. So we don't know how patient or impatient he actually is being. So I don't know. This is the only one of all the Friday 13th that has a story this deep. I'm not sure where they were thinking about going with this, but you know, let's say when we had that reveal and we find out that it was Jason that had attacked her and all this, that's it kind of blew my mind because I never really associated Jason with that kind of behavior. Yeah, yeah, I talk about here and there. Oh hell yeah, you get all kinds. Oh God, yeah, yeah. I need a few more. So really, I mean, believe it or not, there's some that I really want that I still don't have. Yeah, I redid a lot of shit in my room. I busted my ass for 5 hours in this. That's why it's turned different here. You're getting to see a part of the room yet and see because the other parts just. There's this guy. Now, do you think that this Chuck intentionally tried to look just like Tommy Chong? Yeah, yeah. I wish. Well, I kind of wish they hadn't started going that direction. You know what I mean? I'm in a way, I wish they would have expanded. In another way, I'm kind of glad they stopped it right there because I'm afraid they would have screwed up his what they might have ruined him before he really got started because you got to think this is only Jason's second movie, really. Yeah, I like Chris too. I like I love the character. The actress, she's okay. I've seen her do a lot of other things. Um, um you know, she did a couple episodes of Facts of Life. She did here. I'll show you what else she did. Um, oh, she did this, I do believe, right after Let's Meet Part 3. She did this. This is actually a pretty decent little special. It's 16. This has got Dana Kimmel in it too. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Yeah, it's 1983. Yeah, this was the year right after. I don't know if that's my father. That's how I remember it. Corn down, four corners. The man run across one side. We get. Oh yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yes, yes, yes. That's all about rhythm. Yeah, about rhythm, timing. You know what I mean? All that shit is gonna be. You can't be tripping over each other as you're hopping across. Then you got to put yourself right back in the same place that you started. Yeah. Have you seen a movie called Vision Quest? It's a really good movie. I also did that kind of wrestling as well. Oh, here he is. But at the same time, you can kind of understand Shelley because she's why do you do these stupid things? I have to. 'Cause, 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 There's better than being in nothing. See, because even without doing that silly shit and getting the scares out of people, he is treated a little differently. The world, guys, the world is made up of a popularity contest. It's made up of a bandwagon popularity contest that 9 out of 10 people are constantly trying to jump on board on. You know what I mean? Everybody's trying to get on board with that. You know, most people, are trying to do that. Everybody wants to accept it to a certain degree. But shit, I would say over half of people would love nothing more than to be accepted at popular stage. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And when you're like Shelley, which stands zero chance of anything close to that happening. You know what I mean? It does a really good job portraying it. This dude, really does. Really does. I call him Larry Lerner. It's Larry Lerner earlier. Larry Zerner, but he does a really good job of putting this thing, this role, this perfectly cast. He's a guy that practically everybody there is cooler than he is by a mile. His friend talks about liking him how he is, and you're my best friend and all of this. Yet you haven't really seen him. He doesn't really treat him much like an equal. Not really. And he set him up with a chick that he knew was way out of his league. You know, they both knew that this chick was going to be way out of his league, and that that she wasn't going to be interested in him, which I thought was kind of fucked up. Oh, I love this. This is so cool. I had to get this part in the in horror for all intro. He shoots. Yeah, oh, I love this. She must have bad eyes because she looks over there. And I'm telling you, Jason's standing there with that mask on looks absolutely nothing like Shelley. Yeah, Sweet 16. Yeah, it's good, man. No, I did not see that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just pretty good effects because I mean, remember Tom Savini did the first Friday the 13th, but he didn't do 2 or 3, and he come back for 4. I think the shit that was done in 2 and 3 was pretty much as good as the shit he did in the first Friday. Now, of course, he upped his level a bit in 4, but they're all good. There is no bad effects in Friday in any of them, really. Be about be about freedom. Fucking freedom, great. About me. Red and the blue, yeah. You know, saying right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I understand what you're saying, man. Yeah, yeah, I understand. Team love, even though that sounds corny. Yeah, absolutely. So am I. No matter how many times I've been shit on my relationships and in my marriage, fucked over, done wrong, for some reason I just can't can't give up on. I just cannot get tainted. You know, I can't. I still believe it. You know, and I end up hooking up with my with an old friend, like I say, an old flame. You know, that known since geez, 1990, and you know, 4 year ago we hooked back up after all that happened, and now here we are engaged. So this is one of the coolest things here. Yeah, Tracy Savage, you know, she was pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty uncool of Andy to do that, even though he's walking around his hands. Which is really tough to do, by the way, is to walk in there like that and then leave the damn door open while somebody's taking a shower, man. That's cool. Oh shit. Oh, now he chops him in half, right? But he chops straight down. That's a hell of a trick. So if you chop straight down, you end up in half. So I was swing from Jason, man. He's bad with it. It definitely doesn't sound cool. Oh, guy's back. Well, I'm not sure if it's disco or rock or what the fuck that is, man. It's kind of a combination of all that shit. Supposed to be one team of freedom. Come here if you want rest. He can escape, and if we can help you, then that's what we, yeah, yeah. You just yeah. It's really cool here. This is so far back that when she's laying here in the hammock reading the magazine, what she's reading is Fangoria. And if you know anything about Fangoria, is you realize that that is episode one of Fangoria. It's the very first one. Very cool. It highlighted, I do believe, shit. I know I had some Godzilla in it. I think it might have had some Hammer horror. Definitely some Universal. So very cool, man. Very cool. Yeah, you come across a Fangoria. I would love to have because I love to get Fangorias. I'm going to show off my Fangorias one of these days. I got quite a few of them, but I'd love to have those you know, episode or the very first one and shit. There's certain ones I would just absolutely love to have. That I do not have. I have three. It has a brush strikes back on the front of it. I have. I want one that's got Bloom Face from Zombie on it. I do want that one. Yeah, there he is. Oh man. Now I'm not sure, but they're woke and everything going. I'm not so sure how much they could get away with that killing of Debbie there with her being pregnant and all. You know, that was that was risque killing her after she's pregnant like that. Uh, okay. Henry is awesome. Very cool. Real. Hey, that's cool, man. Where you Warzone right? Yeah, absolutely. Pretty character. Yeah, of course I didn't think about it when I was a kid, stuff like that. But you know, guess you just gotta go by the old last house on the left tagline. It's only it's only these days. I think people would be shitting the brick. You know, I think they'd be nasty about it. I don't think they care for that at all. There's this dipshit. He's gonna walk around on here with his bare ass feet in this water. The electricity in the power, you know what I mean? The boxes going in and out. You what? Put some shoes on with some rubber soles on, brother. Yeah, I do think they definitely had Chong in mind here with him. Just a very, very low rent version of it, right? Because we got this 1982, so Cheech and Chong was hot as fuck still at this point. They were still going. This right, I think this was right around the time they made. God, we still smoking. Maybe Nice Dreams, feel like that. At the time when it was like, now it's slowly the whoa, way. Writing on X, or one or two. Yeah, I mean, and it's funny. Some can get away with it, and some can't. You know, what I mean, it's really strange. It's really odd. Like, tell me, I want to know how Family Guy gets away with all these years with having. I don't care if it is a cartoon, a full straight out chomo on this cartoon every week for the last how many years? Yet no one has any kind of sense of humor for anything else at all. But this cartoon can have this blatant, straight out sickening show on it day in and day out, week in and week out. And I don't know how Southern California gets away with that, man. It blows me the fuck away. It's not necessary. Family Guy is just fine without that. Not necessary. It's not funny. It's not entertaining. That's just my opinion. Yes, I'm talking about the old man that likes Chris on Family Guy. Yeah, I think it's just in very poor taste. I get sick. Yes, he did get right. There he is looking at just Richard Brooker, my favorite Jason, man, of all time, my favorite Jason actor. I like Ted White before, you know what I mean? But man, Richard Brooker was just an all around just cool ass dude, man. Ted White wasn't back then. When he did part four, he was actually kind of a jackass, kind of an asshole, didn't respect movies at all, fucking made fun, talked him down, wouldn't even dare to do a horror convention until he got older and know out and realize exactly how important these films are to people, how much people really love them, how much they really love Jason. And then from then on out, he did every horror convention up until he died. But Richard Brooker has been dead for many, many years. Of course, he's from Britain, um, and he was a great guy from day one. Just nice ass guy. Always had great respect for the character, for the movies, for the fans. Did the conventions, all of it. You got sick and died. You know, and everybody has nothing but just great things to say about him. Every, yeah, it's just man, any show, you know, you can. But I mean, this that Herbert or whatever his name, Biddleman, has been on there for a long ass time though. You know, so I mean, we're talking about even back when it was really good. For some reason, they stuck his ass in there, and they didn't need him. I say his shit's not funny. That shit is not. What is funny about that? That show didn't. That's the last thing they needed was to add that in there. That show was plenty good all by itself. Old baby is some elderly. Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, we have our own ways, our own things. ways that we feel about things. That's cool. That's cool. The cool thing about it is we're all allowed to feel however we want to feel about shit. You come over here, you can feel however you want to feel about anything you want to feel about. I love that. That was great in the theater too, when he squeezes in Rick's head and pops his eyeball out. Says, at 9 years old, I'd never seen an eyeball hit me right straight in the face like that. Yeah, you're allowed to feel however you want. Anytime. Come over here, and I much much appreciate you coming over here and spending this time with me and all of us. But that would be horrendous. Walk in here and check out and find your best friend that's pregnant, with a machete shoved up through her like that. That would be just absolutely terrible. These days they wouldn't do that. I'm not sure what that. These days they made it now. That character wouldn't be pregnant. I guarantee you. But it was a different time. It really was. I don't know. Can you guys hear this? I've been thinking about. He's trying to get myself a damn flag. Trying to get myself a flag, guys. I've never had one. I guess I'm just sick of not having one. Rick. And this part here, she's is when she has to get real intense is when I notice that her acting lacks a little bit. Like I say, it's not like she's I'm not saying she's porno level bad. I'm just saying not as good. Hmm. Cool. Yeah. It's been a few days since I've been on here. I'm not sure I'm ready to get over here. Timestamp. I need some new glasses, guy. These are old ones. Almost an hour and 15 minutes. I didn't really get to, what I mean? I got into preaching and some dumb shit to the point where I didn't really get to commentate, discuss shit. I kind of went off on a tangent and was kind of telling you how it was, I guess. Like I said, the world according to Core. These sometimes when I go off on those tangents like that, sometimes, and I know it's true. Sometimes I know I offend piss some people off. I bet. I bet. I bet you I do. You know, but that's gonna happen sometimes. I don't mean it to offend anybody. I just sometimes I've just got to put it out there. You know, just one of those evenings. I'm definitely. Yeah, I don't know. I'm having that last month, guys. I couldn't because I kind of used the machine and rolled my own because I'm not trying to spend $600 a month on cigarettes. So I kind of on my own, and I don't know. I guess the tobacco's getting too fine because I wasn't able to hit that son of a bitch at all. I've been trying to smoke a cigarette for the last 20 minutes. All right, that's better. All right, yeah, that's what I needed. That's what I needed. I needed tar and nicotine. There's one thing that I worry about with me and my health and different little stuff like that. It's that the fact that I've been smoking for a really, really long time. This is part of what, I'm able to come back here in my room, you know, be part of the collection and, in my own little world here and not able to smoke and stuff. I'm able to come back here in my own little world and do this kind of thing. But yeah, I turned 15 in May of 1988, and I started smoking in September of 1988 when I started smoking. I don't know why. I just did. Stupid shit, I know. Did do a review of trailer. I don't know. Come on. You guys the other one. Cool. Yeah, I don't know what it is with your stuff, man, but I tried to leave comments and a couple of different times, and some things just do not have comments turned on. Some do, a couple things do, and then some don't. I'm not sure what it is. Now, do you have it when you upload a video? Do you turn it for kids, or do you like not for kids or for kids? Because you want to do not for kids, because when you do it for kids, it makes it just only to that age level, and it doesn't put your video out to everybody like it does when you put not for kids. When you put not for kids, it goes up. It can go out to everybody. When you put it for kids, it only goes up to a certain age. So always put it not for kids. That doesn't mean that it's the next video or nothing like that. That's not the way it's done. I really wish they would put that different. But yeah, yeah. But always put not for kids, because you got your comments all. On most of your videos, man, we can't leave a comment. We can't like nothing on on your videos. All we can do is what? Yeah, can't comment or like, and that's your algorithm there, man. Liking, commenting, that's big on the algorithm. Go through there and switch all that shit. Switch those to not for kids, not intended for children. It's shop. Yeah, yeah. Don't put it for kids, man. You can't comment or like or anything. That happens, man. Yeah, I do that shit. Not, not yeah, not grasshopper. Well, I love that. She trusts his head there. He uses his head and smashes that motherfucker. Wham! But see, I love the foreshadowing on the gas tank, because remember the bikers emptied out the one tank, so all she had was a reserve. Jason, oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, yeah, man. Rob had the potential to be a good horror filmmaker. I just wish he wouldn't paint every person as just complete and total fucking white trash, man. He thinks everybody is just a piece of shit. I think I truly believe Rob believes every human being is just a piece of shit. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, I truly believe that Rob is convinced that we are all just garbage, and that's all there is to it. No, if you ask him, that's not what he would say. But I think subconsciously, deep down, he thinks when it comes right down to it, we're just whole bag, fucking, just bottom of the barrel white trash. Rob, Rob, Rob. Because, you know, still my favorite movie of his still to this day is House of a Thousand Corpses. He doesn't do that. I mean, he does, but he doesn't. Uh, his remake of Halloween's all right. Devil's Rejects is a well-made movie, but he gets really deep with the white trash on that one. I'm still not sure what the hell happened in Lords of Salem. I haven't seen that in many years. I watched that once a long, long time ago, and I think I need to give it another watch. Yeah, right. But he knows it's right and hasn't been challenged. Yeah, yeah. I could probably write about that, man. Zombie. He's everyone. It's better trash. He sure does. He's screwed, but inwardly and outwardly, yeah, yeah. Because he seems to be easy going. He just thinks everybody's just crap. In a happy, joy kind of way. It's like it's okay to be trash. You know, everybody is. Fuck it. All right, everybody is trash. It's okay to be trash. Let's just be jolly and be trashy, I guess. I like that. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I Ninja's is right. Just chasing her up. They're just talking about, yeah. They're talking about, he pays somebody trying all this. These bitches off by. I just think they suck in my book. Well, tell us how you really feel. Oh man, that's funny. I didn't see that coming. I was not expecting that. Yeah, yeah. That's another way of looking at it. Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, yeah. We we know how you feel about it, Ron. Let's all be trash together. We try. Yeah, might as well. I mean, if we was a cult and Rob was the leader, that we'd all just be, some stanky, skanky, you know, butt fucking motherfuckers. I guess. I don't know. Something. All except for Ronan. Ronan wouldn't. He's definitely not a fan at all. It's ridiculous, right? That is true. I mean, yeah, it is ridiculous, and yeah, I haven't gotten one of his movies since, geez, let me see. I have four of his movies, like his first four. That's it. I don't got 31. I don't got Lord of Salem. I don't got any of the shit. There's kind of guy put me in a movie. Yeah. Well, we both did enjoy the fuck out of the Mother's Day, so hey, here it is just hanging here. Yeah. Now, see, this one he showed. Now, Jason doesn't do this shit, man. He pulls this up here and he shows her his face. You have this grin. It's like he took a liking to her that he didn't, I think he did mess with her or something, man. Jason's, Jason, I think they were going to go away with him. That I'm glad they didn't go because he's proud that she's terrified of him like that. And he wanted her to know that that was him that attacked her. And he didn't kill her. Remember, she passed out, from fear and all that. She passed out, and we don't know what exactly happened to her when she passed out. He didn't kill her. That's what Jason does. Jason kills you. He doesn't attack you and then just But everybody's real hush hush about shit. She gets sent away. She's mentally, emotionally traumatized. I mean, really, what do you think? I mean, when I call you know, hey, yeah, yeah, dude, I like I said, I love corpses. Um, um, Devil's Rejects was a well made show. It was a good follow up to it. Like this Halloween remake to a point, how a traditional Halloween 78 fan I am, therefore. I hated the three girls, except for always got to love her. You know, she's a horror icon. But, and for some strange reason, there's something about his Halloween 2 that even the stupid with the stupid white horse and all that bullshit going on. There's something about it that I just can't hate for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, I'm going to, I do, probably be told, but I'll still be like, Rob, we have to talk. Right, right. Like, Rob just needs some therapy, man. He just needs to, be sitting down and explain. It's like, dude, we're not all fucking, we're not all cousin fuckers, man. We're not, not that, hey, if you want to fuck your cousin, that's fine. Live and let live. That's fine and dandy. That's okay. Whatever. Whatever. It's not my thing, but hey, none of my business. However, Rob needs to understand that not everybody is, right? We're not all a bunch of inbred, monsters. I still haven't seen the monsters. I'm not sure I'll ever watch that movie, man. I just, it just looked like some Corey horse shit, man. You look Corey and fucking, I don't know. Now, this must have been the part here. It said this dream sequence here. It's like she thinks she's getting away and he chops her head off, I guess. This is what I'm understanding about this, what it says here. There's never been any footage put out on it. There's stills, there's like pictures. But I guess the one of the alternate endings to this is when she thinks she's gotten away, he jumps out and chops her head off at the end. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, well, there's got some good songs out there. Yeah, you get some really pretty cool stuff and everything. Well, I just haven't seen it. Well, on that. Um, I mean, I think that's just what he thinks. Well, that's not what I was. I mean, I wasn't seeing any specific place or anything like that, or and if you are, good for you. Good for you. That's fantastic. But I mean, I'm just saying, there's lots of other choices out there. It's not something you have to do. It's like back up, man. Think about it for a minute. With all the other choices you got, did I ever hear that old Anthrax song called "Keeping in the Family"? Anthrax understand. That's with Chris. Yeah, yeah. It should be a T-shirt for not all the fuckers. Yeah, not all the cousin fuckers. And then on the back, put at the end of the back, you could say something like, "But if you are, that's okay. But if you are, that's okay." Yeah. No, no, we're not all color collectors, but if you are, that's okay. I have friends. I have friends from all walks of life. Yeah, yeah. There you go. I have friends from all walks of life. With a pick of Rob Zombie. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Or maybe a hat that goes with it with Rob's face on it. Rob just be like, "That's it." Now, I will say about Dana Kimball on this year. Her dramatic parts are not exactly my favorite parts of her acting. But when she was losing her shit in the back of the cop car there and they were driving away, that was pretty convincing. I was completely convinced that she went deep shit right there. And then we end with this crazy, weird music. I, I wonder, I never exactly got into the exact idea of where that just popped out from, of, where how that was inspired, to just pop out there and do that music like that. Like I said, I remember being in the theater and the starting and it showed the end of Friday the 13th Part Two, and then of course that part ended, and then it showed up close of the Pamela, the decayed Pamela head, you know, and then the 3D said right here it kicked into that song, and I swear to God, at least half of that theater started laughing. But then about halfway through the song, it went from laughing to people were actually like, I mean, they're actually jamming to it. Yeah, I thought that was great. Fantastic. Absolutely. Um, yeah, the Screen Factory set's pretty good with me. Of course, my Jason Goes to Hell has gotten no play on it. You know what I mean? I don't think I've really put it in the sheet. I just that's one I love the franchise, but I just can't. I don't understand that. I don't get it. Yeah, next week will be Presley Part Four, um, final chapter, and in a lot of ways, the most one of the most pure '80s slashers ever made. Well, it's definitely in the top five of just not best, most pure just slasher. It has every element and every aspect you could possibly want in a slasher. It's just he's got it all, man. All the way down to some crazy looking convulsion Crispin Glover dance. You know, and and it's fantastic because Crispin Glover is great, man. I still remember him. You remember him in Back to the Future? He plays the Fly. This thing McFly, think. He looks over. You know, and he looks over. Something big. He goes, he just looks like such a dork. It's fantastic. He's just great. Crispin Glover. And don't forget about the. Oh my God. And please don't ever forget about the over the top role that he plays in the River's Edge, as somehow this fucker has become the leader of this group of headbanging hoodlums, right? And somehow this group has put this fucker in charge, and the character Kristen Glover plays shouldn't be in charge of anything, man. He's a fucking just spaz, and he plays it so well. He's so great. And then of course got him in Willard. He's done so much. He's done so much. What's Eaton Gilbert great? It's another great role. I've never seen Chris Glover do that. It's just when he goes over the top. That's one actor. There's certain actors if they go way over the top, you're like yes, and you love it. It's just fantastic. And he's just I'm missing these days. He doesn't do shit anymore, but he's got a body of work out there. It's very impressive. You know. But yeah, Rise Part Four. Lots of good young talent, good actors in there. Lawrence Watson in there. Good Kristen Glover was in there. A very young Corey Feldman. Back before somehow his skills diminished when he became an adult, but when he was a kid, he was great. Um, See, trying to think. Like I said, in a great pure slash. So, what we got here? And blood. Let me see. Is it me, or should Friday the 13th series start taking place in the 90s after the time jump? Yeah, I think it should pick up right there. Yeah, I don't think they should delve into the zombie Jason, or you know what I mean, or as as well received as Clive has become. Um, you know, jump back and yeah, that's what I would say. You know, don't make it 20, 30 years later, all this kind of stuff, and you know what I mean. Don't have one play because altogether, man, this Jesus, this series goes 100 years, 600 years in the future or something. 5 through 8 was still in the 80s. That tripped me out. Yeah, yeah. It's just yet it had been 20 and 30 years since I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I guess it didn't matter. It got to a point where he's watching where it just didn't matter. I knew on Jason Takes Manhattan when all that waste flushes through the through the sewer and it washes back out and he's laying there as a little kid and he's not damaged at all. He's just a little kid, somehow. I knew that that was the last one that I ever seen at the theater. But I seen 1 through 8 at the theater, all 8 of them. I didn't see 9, and then I didn't see X. But I have to admit, I ended up seeing X, and X is actually entertaining. X is fun. It really is. Not a great film, but it's a fun film. People with the device. Commentary. Yeah, I got at first I was just off on some kind of a rant, but then I got to where I was mixing it in there. I chilled out a little bit. I have no meaning. Can't. But no, it doesn't. No, everything's happening all the time. You can go backwards, forwards, wherever you want. It just doesn't matter. It's kind of like it's kind of like the oh god, what's the name of the Willy Wonka boat? You can go sideways. No. The the uh, the elevator, the Wonka Vader or whatever it is. You can go sideways, you can go front ways, back ways, up, down, whatever. That's the way the time is in Friday the 13th. Cars where we're going. We don't need cars, only camps. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're the equal. For me, yeah, it's cool. It's gonna be really fun. Um, I'm not gonna be doing. I don't think I'm gonna be doing Stephen King. Last 2 weeks, couple weeks I've done Stephen King on Saturday, but I don't think I'm gonna be doing that this week. However, I do think I might be, like I said, doing some sort of a collection video. Um, Maybe Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I got quite a few editions and really good editions of that. Maybe I'll delve into that and a few other things. I don't think I've ever done a Chainsaw Massacre collection vid. I'll have to go back and look, but I don't think I have. And then, like I said, Monday will be a watch of Insidious, and then Tuesday we watch the Scream 2, and then on and on down the road, man. On and on. Um, if you guys haven't voted on my posts on YouTube, I post of it says something like I don't remember exactly how I put it, but it says something like those of you who know my channel, um, which one of these, and it has 4 choices, which one of these movies is my favorite of all time? And then I did another one that said, which one of these 4 movies do I not like? Don't forget to go vote on that for me. Let me know what you think. I'm really curious. So far, it's been really interesting, especially the one about which one do I not like? Because so far it's not accurate at all, and I think that's hilarious. So far, the not like one is not accurate. Yeah. Yeah, I heard something about that. Actually, yeah. I gave we well, yeah, oh yeah, seven. Yeah, I actually liked the New Blood. I actually liked the whole, the whole you know, um, Carrie type thing. You know what I mean? Involved in there. You know what I mean? It gave us something different. You know what I mean? It's pretty cool. Totally pissed Jason off, man. So you guys have a great night or great morning now. I'll probably see you back here in 12, 13, 14 hours, man, for some sort of video. I'll let you know. I'll put it out there and let you know what's going on, and we'll all bullshit and all this kind of stuff. And all you guys come back again, and we'll bullshit about all kinds of things again, man. You guys are a lot of fun. I truly appreciate it. But you guys have a great morning. Much love to you. Much appreciation to you. Kitchen a little bit. I am agoraphobe, and you guys are not. Aren't you glad? Have a great morning.